What's going on, guys? Bradley from the Duelaroos here, coming at you with another deck profile. This is my Predaplant deck profile. Originally we were planning on giving you a duel video, but despite technical problems, we're going to settle with this instead. So let's get right into it. This is a deck I have been playing for a very long time, and overall I think is a very fun deck. So yeah, not built for competitive format unfortunately, but we'll see how we go. So starters, 3 Lone Fire Blossom. This card is able to get you into all of your combos. Triple Predaplant Saracen. With this card in your hand, you're able to special summon it when your opponent is attacking, and their monster will be destroyed when this card is destroyed. Also, you get to search a Predap card, so very handy card to have. You can also start with this card. So 2 Orthe Scorpio, your main starter, and along with the 1 copy of Darling Tonic Cobra to be able to search any of the fusions spells from your deck, so very handy. Next, 2 Calamity Sundew. This card is very good, being able to fuse with your opponent's monsters on field so long as they have a Predator counter on them. And yeah, all in all, very useful card. Wouldn't cut it from the deck. 2 Predaplant Cordyceps, another one of the better Predaplant monsters, being able to res Predaplants from the graveyard. I was playing it at 1, but I feel more comfortable with this card at 2, but again, personal preference. So 2 King of the Swamp. This allows me to see polymerization right to my hand. Also, being able to substitute for a fusion material is very handy sometimes, so good card. 1 Hydra. Being able to minus the attack points, whether this card is in the graveyard or on the field, is very handy at some points, especially in the battle phase, in tandem with my Chimera Rafflesia, so good card in the deck. 1 copy of Banks Yoga. Me playing a Synchro monster in my extra deck, being able to use this for Synchro summons is very handy, also being able to tribute summon by using an opponent's monster with a Predator counter. Useful card, wouldn't cut it from the deck. Play 1 Spino. This card's very handy, especially now that we're able to use Predator counters more with one of our newer spells, so very great card. I wasn't playing this card because of the Link monsters coming to the format, but now that Dragon Link is becoming a thing, I play 1 Flytrap. Being able to steal levels by destroying cards with a Predator counter on them is amazing, and due to the higher count of Synchro monster in Dragon Link, yeah, Flytrap's going to be a little more handy. 1 Orchid, because this card does require a normal summon to search. Still, I don't think it's a weak monster at all. I think it's actually still very useful. Triple copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbits to start our hand trap. This hand trap is going to be very good coming into the new format, being Pendulum and Sky Strikers Pendulums didn't get hit on the ban list too much, and Sky Strikers only lost the multi-roll, so this being able to hit the only multi-roll in the deck, and also the Pendulum scale, very handy. I play 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This card I don't think will ever leave the metagame, but this format maybe you won't see as much play. Still being able to stop a search is very strong, and any sort of special summoning, so Ash is a very good card. Triple Polymerization, because this is a fusion based deck and we do want to see our polymerization in our hand, so not much explanation there. Triple copies of Predaplant. Very good card, being able to put Predator counters on everything just by revealing Predaplants up to the same number in your hand. This goes well in tandem with any of the cards that require Predaplant counters, such as Banks Yoga and Flytrap. It kind of makes these cards a little bit easier to use now, so good addition to the deck. Thanks, Konami. Triple Called by Grave, because we still do not like being hand-trapped in this deck no matter what. I don't think any deck really likes being hand-trapped at all, so Call by Grave seems to be a necessity for this build. 2 copies of Predapruning. This being able to resurrect Chimera Rafflesia from the graveyard is just amazing, and along with all the normal Predaplant monsters in the deck, it's just so good to get that extra card back to the field or an extra fusion material. 2 Refusion. I was testing this at 1 because the whole life point thing, but this card at 2 is just amazing, being able to resurrect fusion monsters from the graveyard, so really like that. I play 1 copy of Fusion Recovery because recycling is also very handy in the deck. So, and then 1 copy of Super Polymerization. This card is just broken and should not be at 3. I only have 1 copy, but if I had 2 more, I would definitely play it at 3. Next, we're off to the extra deck. I play 3 copies of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. This card has a very decent effect, being able to take the attack and effect of a monster on field when it's summoned. And when it's destroyed, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. It's really strong, and I reckon a great card in general. Play 3 copies of Draco Stapelia. This card is very good with being able, it's a negate, it puts Predaplant counters on stuff, and super polying a Colossus away into this is just too strong, really. I reckon this is a very great card. 2 copies of Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon. This card is amazing, being able to put a monster's attack to 0 and then attack with its 3k3. Also, it's able to, when it's destroyed, destroy everything and bring itself back from the graveyard by banishing a level 8 or higher dark monster. This card is amazing. I play only 2 copies of Chimera Rafflesia, partially because I do own 2, but I think it's sort of comfortable. You don't really need to go into it too many times because its effect is really strong, and you also can search Predaplant to resurrect this card back from the graveyard, so yeah, good card. Also, it gains it. A lot of people forget this, but when this card battles in the battle phase, the monster it's attacking loses 1,000 attack, and this card gains 1,000 attack. Also, it can banish on the field with a monster with lower level than this card, which the Predator counters do themselves, lowering a monster's level if they are higher. 1 Clearing Synchro Dragon. This is just in here because it's a synchro, it sort of does a negate, so there are a lot of other synchro monsters you could play instead of this card, like Dawn Dragster comes to mind, so, but still, I like this card. Shoutouts to AJ for giving me this. 1 copy of Wee Witch's Apprentice, just because most of the monsters in the deck and extra deck are dark monsters, and this card just comes in handy sometimes. 1 Emerald Fairy Jasmine. This card is amazing. I've only just been testing it with it not too long because I've kind of put the deck away and didn't touch it much, but yeah, this card is just amazing. I just play a generic Link 3 Gaia Saber. This could be taken out for anything. I just didn't have the time to really think of much, so. And 1 copy of Decode Talker, this card being a negate and to gain attack points. It's actually a lot better than what people think, being able just to negate on the spot by tributing a card this card points to, so such as an opponent's monster this card is pointing at up top. Really good card, and I don't think people should sleep on it. But there you go, that's my updated Predaplant deck profile. Hopefully we'll be able to get more variety of videos throughout the time we are recording, but yeah, thanks for watching. Give us a like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment #MakeThatChange if all of you don't know that reference. Watch our first video. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night.